Welcome back, Ninjago fans, to another live reaction with Hungry Harmony, and this is episode 7 of Dragons Rising Season 4. I'm looking forward to what's gonna happen next. Cannot wait to find out more, though I feel like last week's episodes was kind of a lot. And I love reading you guys' comments underneath, like, your thoughts on, like, the storytelling, which is really cool. So I do appreciate you guys writing that down. I got to read a lot, so again, thank you. And those, of course, who watched my videos all the way through, of course, you deserved your shout out. Thanks again for letting me know who's your favorite ninja. And I let you know my favorite ninja, of course, is Cole. But, you know, over the years, I have changed my mind, as in, like, when I first started watching Ninjago, it was Kai, then Zane, because I related to Zane until he was revealed he was a Nindroid, and I'm like, okay, my heart's broken now, and then it was back to Kai for a long time, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, my favorite is Kai. It was just like, he was a ninja, like, I loved, like, you know, I love just watching, and his fire powers were so cool. So, and it started with him, so it's all, like, main characters are kind of fun to follow, so, yeah, but then Cole became my favorite later on, and I just, oh my gosh, and he's still my favorite. But yeah, so thank you guys, again, those who wrote down what your favorite ninja was. I can't wait to see you guys at the end of this video, alright? Well, I won't keep you guys waiting. Again, thank you guys for commenting. Now let's get to the episode. Episode 7. Oh my gosh, yes, they just ran away with that thing.
Let them get away with that weapon.
Nope. Oh, he doesn't remember. I was like, that's not gonna work, buddy.
Slick move. Now stand back.
No, Nia, you know what... Oh.
Are you wrecking my hair on purpose? I got this. Wait, Jay, I'm standing in.
Water.
What kind of master of lightning forgets water conducts electricity? Maybe the kind who suffer from amnesia.
Fair, but oh
Say
dear.
it, but that actually gave me an idea. Even though all our powers are on the fritz, maybe if we combine all three together?
If that works, I'll be impressed. But the point is, it's a shield. Oh, merging the way. Oh, let's go. If that works, you know, my hands down, like, hats, respect.
Genius.
I'm a genius. Oh, okay, that was cute. I love that.
What was that?
Well,
What did they do? An electromagnetic pulse. Every vehicle here is fried.
They really don't want us following.
Well, they got
Kind of
their
the
wish.
point.
Crossing the land of madness on foot takes forever. I speak from experience. The Samurai X-Mech. The DB Express. The Earth Driller. Nia, you're like the greatest engineer and inventor basically ever.
True, but Jay, my boy, you were also an inventor, and then the writers just took you out of it. They wanted Nia to give the more of the invention thing, but honestly, like, Jay, you're also the inventor too. That's how, to me, like, that's so sweet. I gotta say to Jay, like, that was so sweet to say to Nia, but I personally, like, I feel bad that they just took away, like, Jay's creativity, like, inventions kind of away. Again, he is a video game genius, but I kind of feel bad, like, he was actually the main inventor, but of course, with Nia's also, like, I feel like them working together, they can make something incredible, like, both being very smart with tech and just building whatever they can think of. Honestly, I kind of wish they brought that Jay back, because that is Jay's character, but maybe they will. I'd like to say so. Maybe they will with his memories, to remember literally in the first place how Wu found him. Like, that would be really cool. I don't know. I wish they could bring back the Adventure Jay that we grew up with. But again, they kind of started to put that away. But I love that we are getting, like, so many Easter eggs because his memories are slowly coming back, like mentioning Samurai X and like the Earth Driller and all this stuff. Like, oh my gosh. Yes, like, the memories are coming back, and it's bringing nostalgia for the OG fans. So I'm like, also, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go back to the beginning because something I remembered. I'm just gonna go to the shot, so I know where I am, but I want to show you this part where it just came back to mind because it's mentioned in the beginning. So, or not mentioned in the beginning. This thing, this whole weapon. or this whole part of the destruction weapon, or I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's a part. I remember in the official trailer that Frack and his father are holding on to dear life to this thing, or at least Frack's father, I think, is holding on to dear life to this thing. And they both hold on to it for something, and I don't know what it is, but it's sus. But I remember that from last episode. Like, I remember when I saw that, I'm like, wait, that is familiar. Isn't that the one that Frack and Frack's father were holding, or looking like literally in danger, or like that was the I don't know. Something about that part is very important, especially to Frack and Frack's father. Hopefully, maybe they'll reconcile. Maybe that's when Frack can actually stand up to his father. Maybe not, but that's what it's reminding me of. And I'm like, okay, so that's gonna end up in the hands of Frack and Frack's father. So I'm wondering what happens there. So I'm curious. But yeah, sorry, gonna go back to where I was. I just remember that scene from the official trailer, or it was a teaser. I'm not sure. There's been so many, so I'm kind of lost. Okay, here we go.
Thriller, Nia, you're like the greatest engineer and inventor basically ever.
Those memories are coming back?
I can't remember everything, but everything I remember about you is amazing.
Aww.
But all you remember about me is my bad ideas?
What else is there?
Wow! Okay, Brother Jay's
All
back.
these parts and make us one working
This is so Jay.
something?
Let's give it a shot.
That's true.
Umbra Sylvis is on lockdown until the devious perpetrator who released the monster on this humble burg can be identified, judged, and most importantly, punished by a life sentence in the restraints of excruciation.
Okay, life sentence. Oh dear.
Why is everyone shaking sticks?
Shaking the flag, ancient flagging sticks. The traditional way of expressing oneself in Umbra Sylvan Court. Everyone knows that now. There's
Well, not the newbies.
among us, and their evil must be purged. As Grand Inquisitor, I hereby declare the Inquisition begins.
Jump up, kick back, whip around and spin! Whip around and spin! Woo! Jump up, kick back, yeah! Oh my gosh, I'm just so pumped.
True or false? You are an outsider to Umbra Sylvis, and thus of suspicious character and motive.
False.
So you aren't an outsider?
No. I mean, yes. We're not from here.
You should have said yes and no.
Are you lying then or lying now?
Neither.
Hey, I have a stick too.
Suspicious way to
Hey!
Unless you're water, are you water?
What? No.
What?
We didn't come through your fountain by choice.
So you were sent here under orders.
No.
That's not what I said.
It seems there's a lot you're not saying.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this way of talking is very manipulated and I don't like it.
Of course. You want to go right now?
And would your associates describe you as thriving on chaos?
Duh.
The kind of chaos that might result from, oh, I don't know, releasing a dangerous monster?
No.
Can I wear your tall hat?
Can I wear it all?
Hat? Let the record show that the witness disrespected the mantle of righteousness.
How would they know if they don't not know your culture?
It's obvious here who the culprit is.
She was with the dragon, sir. The outsider known as Wildfire was in my windmill with the dragon, Ryu, all night. Wouldn't leave his side. She couldn't possibly have let that monster out.
Interesting. And were her companions also with the dragon?
Almost all night.
Almost. But you can't account for their whereabouts at every moment? Very interesting.
I respect her, but
The
stop putting
explorers
words.
topic adheres to strict regulations. Members are required to log their comings and goings on the ship in this book. Now, as you can see, each member of the expedition is accounted for last night.
Those entries could have been written whenever. That's easily faked.
Nonsense! These records are immaculate. No one with margins that clean would falsify records. And do the names of the other outsiders, these ninja, appear anywhere in the logbook?
No.
Can you vouch for any of the ninja at all?
The way you say ninja.
I cannot.
Isn't it true that you were on the airship the night in question?
I already told you.
They're
I went
both
there
in the
to look
box.
For Ryu.
And yet your names do not appear on the aforementioned logbook.
We didn't even know about that stupid book.
So
Oh my gosh.
The ship violated its regulations and released the monster.
They're not part of the group.
That's not what happened.
We shall see. The court must gather additional facts based on today's testimony. In the meantime, bring forth the shame boards!
Warning, dangerous suspect. Are these really necessary?
Very much so.
Okay,
The thread of
sure.
truth is woven through each cord. I will know if the side
Ryu's look.
Such an act would result in an immediate guilty verdict.
I'm glad his form hasn't changed. Like, I'm still glad he's buff Ryu.
I think I'd make a pretty good Inquisitor since I'm always right. And I look good in hats.
I can't believe my dad wouldn't vouch for
As Anita said, P, I think we do look good in hats.
Mask on that airship last night.
But we're not always right, Wildfire.
Yeah. We gotta find that weirdo, or we'll be declared guilty for sure.
Well, the Inquisitor isn't the only one who knows how to inquire. Any clues have to be on the airship. Let's go.
Oh, they're allowed to leave. Okay. So, I know what I said last week episode, like, I'm glad they're having a trial, but that's my hope is to finding the spy. But the way they're doing this court is I hate when they put words into our mouth, but that's how lawyers kind of work in a way, like arguments, like, but I just didn't like at the beginning, like, oh, you're foreigners, aren't you not? And then, and dangerous something, I forgot what he said, but I'm like, yes, not foreigners, outsiders. Like, true, yes, outsiders, but the other half you just called us is not true. I don't like when people do that. You have to ask one specific, like, topic or a specific context in and of itself. Like, it cannot be like, and something. Like, oh, and you are outsiders and you're the ones who released the monster? True on the outsiders, negative or false for letting out the monster. Like, that is just putting it in words into someone else's mouth, and that is wrong. So, like, to me, I'm glad they're having a trial because I want them to find out the bad person, in this case, the spy. That's the goal. But I don't like the way how they're managing it with putting other, like, words and outs. But maybe that's just how this culture works, and it's kind of sad, but at the same time, I'm glad for the person who stood up for the four of them was just like that. But the logs, when Serana said, like, those could have been altered or faked or written whenever, she is not wrong. She just didn't have to yell it out like a mean person, but at the same time, I understand where she might be coming from. Nothing a mean, like, as in, like, yelling an accusation, like, that could have been altered, but I don't know. Again, it could be right, it could be wrong. The Explorers Club is something I'm just so done with in all general. Like, this was also me. I really did not like the Explorers Club even back then. So was it like, what, season with Asphira? Yeah, I think that was the part with Asphira, I think. So I'm like, okay, great. But yeah, I did not like it. So again, this whole trial thing I think is necessary because I think it's good for the people to do that. But a life sentence to that is, I don't think that's the case. Community service, sure, or jail for maybe
Well, the Inquisitors
half a year. I don't know. Depends upon the crime.
Any clues have to be on the airship.
No one was killed. I'm grateful. But yeah, that's just my only take on that situation. Oh no, they look so pale.
I don't know how to help them.
Oh. I got scared there.
Huh?
I think they want us to plant it.
So that's their cycle? But if there's no life for it to plant, maybe
I've
I can't.
never seen the wood reach this point. I don't know how much longer it or I can hold on. And if the Whispering Wood falls, the merged lands will eventually fall too.
Hang on. Please, hang on.
You are comforting me. Though you are only a simulation of life,
Oh.
your emotions seem almost real.
I may sometimes struggle to communicate my feelings, but I feel them as deeply as anyone else.
Hmm.
Thank you for being with me at the very end.
Maybe this isn't the end. Believe in Lloyd. There have been many times when he's faced dire situations.
Oh,
and
many.
come out stronger.
Many.
That is false hope. At his age, Lloyd is too deeply rooted in his path to cut himself free and live.
Cut himself free and live? What do you mean by that?
The Whispering Wood and its guardian, the Green Ninja, may be more resilient than even you realize.
When it comes to this.
So, exactly how long would I have kept that haircut?
Whatever, dork. You want to talk hair? How old was I when I forgot what a comb was? No wonder I still don't have a girlfriend.
Hey! I'm busy taking care of a whole monastery and...
Whatever. Look, I'm here to prepare you for the rest of the ritual.
Total teenager Lloyd! Let's go!
You ready, punk?
I love this version of Lloyd. Let's go!
Sometimes I think exploring is just code for stealing. You really think we're gonna find a clue in one of these crates?
It'd help identify our suspect if we had a motive. They've got to be hiding something somewhere.
A mask. A mask. A mask.
Careful!
Good catch.
Show off.
Show off?
Aha! A scale. We have our villain.
Who?
There's only one explorer who could have left this. My father.
You think your dad did it? You defended him when I suggested he maybe wasn't such a great dad.
Our relationship is complicated. But you heard him at the Inquisition. He couldn't put his neck on the line for his own son. Why? He's guilty.
But the expedition has been using this ship for a while. Your dad could have shed the scale at any point during their travels.
Yeah. The Inquisitor's gonna need more to prove his guilt.
Yeah.
Let's keep searching.
But don't put him on the line. I
told
honestly
her that
don't
the
think
screen
it's
came
him.
here and found my dad wearing a mask back there in the dark.
We don't know it was your dad.
I do. Come on.
You just want to put him down. Or blame him for that. Wow.
Yeah.
He still got a crush.
No door, no air vent, no way out. Why would he free a monster only to back himself into a corner?
He wouldn't.
Huh. This material looks newer than the rest of the corridor.
Secret tunnel. Imperium.
Whoa. Blast from the past. It's Imperium.
Called it!
Model that was
I mean,
used in the
it's
systems
their
lab.
organization.
Where would my dad get that?
It's not your dad.
Maybe it's stolen?
He's good at that. Exploring.
I don't think it's your
The
dad.
monster's energy signature and searching for resonance somewhere in Umbra Silvis.
But you don't have to break a monster loose to study it.
Kind of
Maybe
calling
it made
this.
readings as it moved around to triangulate synchronous energy sources.
Oh, yes, the synchronous. Synchronous.
It's still processing the readings, trying to find the location of the resonant item. But I might be able to give it a boost if I... There! Found the location. We don't know what he was searching for, but we do know where it is.
What, you're putting it back?
The only way to prove their identity is to give them exactly what they want.
That's very
You
fair.
gotta ambush them when they try to get it.
That is very clever, Sorana. I give that to you.
See us coming.
I don't think it's your frickin' dad, Frack, but oh. Yes! Let's go, teenage life!
Too slow!
Oh my gosh!
I forgot what a brat I could be sometimes.
Symbol. Now I wish I wore Lloyd's shirt, but Lloyd's shirt, because I still have that dragon symbol.
You coming or not? What did I say? I'm a path you didn't take, so take a different path.
You didn't explain that at first, but now we see the reason for what. Makes sense. Oh.
What'd you think of your vision?
I saw a network of roots. The trees were all connected somehow, and when one needed help, the others gave it nutrients.
That's it.
And what does that tell you about the power of the Green Ninja? Or do you need to get stuck under the dirt again?
We need to go back to season what? Season 2? Or maybe not even season 2. It's probably, yeah, I think it's, is it season 2 or season 3? I'm trying to remember, but I think it's actually season 2. Or maybe like, no wait, why am I blanking? Maybe it's season 3 or something like that, but I feel, why, it's so funny. I think it ends an OG Ninja, I'm starting to get it. As teenage Lloyd is trying to say, like, how can you not get it? The Green Ninja is the one who is, if he, you know, he's an element of, I guess, life. So he shares the energy, the life with everyone else so that they can become stronger, so that they can become one in a way with power. I might be describing it in a really funky way, but I think I understand where Lloyd's coming from. Teenage Lloyd. If only air jitsu was a frickin' still thing.
How did we get our powers?
The golden weapons.
Yeah.
And the other ninja. They surrounded me.
Yep.
I could
Now we're
feel
remembering
their
this.
energy.
You're remembering.
What does that have to do with... Power comes from within, but not all of it. Some of our power comes from
Others who help
those
out.
around us.
That's a good way of
Our
putting
friends, our family,
it. Yeah.
our community.
Bingo.
What's his name? Yeah! Oh my gosh, we got the OG!
Trees are...
Yes!
You are the master of life.
Master of life,
The
okay.
elemental master of life is the master of the connection between and through all things.
Oh my, wait, what the heck? I mean, I gotta say, I love that we kind of got, sorry, I love that we got the old style, like, from the actual, well, okay, a little bit different, but, like, from the old scroll of the prophecy of the Green Ninja. I love that we see that. Though, I'm kind of sad that it doesn't show Cole's full sai. It's just a stick or a staff like this. Like, where's the sai? That's important. I mean, you know, Jay has his interesting nunchucks that almost look like two cans with the string of chain. I don't know. I mean, you know what? That's a chain. But it looks like cups. But those are the nunchucks. Nun cups. And then Kai has his sword. And then, you know, we see Zane with the shuriken, but Cole doesn't really have his size, so that's kind of sad that they took that out. Though it's kind of interesting to me to see everyone having like a black belt. Everyone has a black belt. Master, makes sense. To me, what's quite interesting is to see, what's interesting to me, I'm glad they added Nia. And Nia deserves like a big, you know, down there, like she's part of it. And to be honest, like I kind of like, you know, the 4, and, you know, in this case 6. But now we have Frack on top, Aaron on the left side, and Serana on the right. I think it's kind of funny how to me it almost looks like, why does she look like a woo? It's like, is this a punch and a wah? Like a wah? But the punch and a wee? I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. Aaron's makes sense, like the form, punch, like an actual martial arts. Same thing with Frack. But Serana's kind of funny. Again, I'm not making fun of Serana. I'm just making fun of the artist who designed this. It's kind of funny to me, but it's okay. But that is really cool to see. I'm sorry, that is so cool to see. Just brings back nostalgia. Okay, I'll go back because I want to hear this.
The elemental master of life is the master of the connection between and through all things.
Just as you gained your powers through others' connection to you, your true potential can only manifest when you connect to those around you.
I mean, yeah. Though how hard it was to lose so many times.
It's beautiful. In a sad way.
It's another tool.
Burdens. I overheard a local talking about it. Each ribbon represents a worry. Tie a ribbon to the tree, hoping its branches will help bear the weight of your problem.
Guess that's why it's so twisted and bent. Wish I had a ribbon for my dad. Being perfect was the only way I could get his attention. But it was never enough.
Oh.
I was never enough.
So that's your relationship. Oof. Oof. He tried to be perfect, but it was never enough. That's the father and son relationship they had. Oof. Oof. Yeah, Frack, you need to... Not you, Frack. Frack's dad needs to really communicate better.
More than enough. Sometimes too much.
Oh, that's sweet. That is really sweet thing to say, Serana.
That could be Dad. Quick, hide.
I don't think it's your dad. I think it's the one with the... Yeah. I don't think that's your dad.
Come on, let's grab him.
Not yet. Let them do what they need to be. Exactly.
It may be a clue to fighting the elemental monsters.
Smart. It's in the cubbyhole. I wonder if it's the same. Oh! So they're... So the tray that's hiding it is all the same. So that's where it comes from. Okay. So it's different trees that have a secret part to that ginormic weapon. But I feel like it's something that maybe it's put together and then it'll form on itself. I don't think that's the actual pieces. It's just something that they'll need like a power source to maybe form it into the weapon of destruction, whatever it was. But yeah. Oof. Oof. Okay, so this is where it's gonna come in with Frack and Frack's dad. Okay. Unless it is Frack's dad, that'll be a very surprising thing, but I don't think it is.
Wait, stop!
Oh, it could lead to, it could lead to the point that, oh, well, look at this discovery. We should put it in a museum. Or, you know, put it in the Explorers Club artifacts, whatever thing. And Frack would be like, no, we need to get this away. We need to keep this, you know, like, I think that might be the argument, and maybe that's where maybe Frack and Frack's dad's gonna have a heart-to-heart, or, like, in this case, maybe, it looked like a certain, like, life or death situation. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to seeing that scene, but I'm kind of dreading, like, I don't want to wish harm upon anyone, but, you know, like, if this is part of the story, I'm looking forward to that part in the story. So... But it is a different color, I think. The other one was yellow, that one's more orangish, pinkish.
Frack, wait! Stop! I know it's you, Dad!
That's not... Oh, man. Oof.
Leave my son alone!
Dad?
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it's definitely not his... I knew it! Frickin' spy! I knew it!
Betrayed the Explorers Club? Jolly bad form, old boy.
You are Empyrean. Civil servant class? What did you take from the tree?
Wait.
You betrayed the Explorers Club? Jolly bad...
I'm wondering if Frack's dad was following them this whole time and maybe wanted to take the heroic takedown, which he probably did. I'm wondering if he just maybe spied on them to do that. Maybe! I don't know. But this is quite interesting. And, Knew it!
You are Empyrean.
Empyrean.
Civil servant class? What did you take from the tree?
Tell her I don't speak to traitors.
Traitor? I helped liberate Imperium.
You helped it fall. All hail the good Empress.
The good Empress? What?
At least this Empress
Now
won't
she
get whatever
knows.
this is.
Oh! This is the part! Give it to Frack's dad because he doesn't have elemental powers. Good catch, Serana.
I can't control this.
It's going to be okay, son.
So this is the scene. He's helping his son.
Yes, this handkerchief was enchanted by the Pontifex Magicus of Mysterium. Not my first time handling a cursed relic.
We're, gonna need that. Hopefully it'll help clear our name with the Inquisitor.
Go right. Sorry, I'm not all that familiar with handing over rare artifacts.
Fair. At least he did give it up. I gotta give it to Frack's dad for that.
I overheard you. You thought the villain was me?
I did. 'Cause it was easy to believe.
Egads, I take offense.
You didn't even try to defend me in that court. But why would you have? You were never there for me when I needed you. Gone for every important moment in my life, chasing some discovery that would be your legacy? Guess you never thought I could be your legacy.
Frack, I just wanted you to have a father you could be proud of. You don't know what it used to be like for Serpentine in Ninjago. Never trust a snake, they used to say.
Fair.
I had to work twice as hard for twice as long to get any recognition.
Yeah, well, you didn't even work half as hard at being a good dad.
I wanted to make sure to hear that whole thing. And now I want to comment on it because this is a hard thing. And this is actually very true on both sides. I gotta give it.
Thanks, Dad.
I overheard you. You thought the villain was me?
I feel bad because, again, Frack's dad is a jerk. But even I could see that he would not be the villain because he's too self-absorbed in his exploration club, like he would never betray. But maybe Frack deeply inside, maybe, okay, I think Frack had it like both, like, how do I describe this? I think he wished he wasn't the villain, yet half he probably wished he was because maybe it would explain the way, according to Frack, how Frack's dad was treating him in the past. So it's like, oh, if he was a villain, that way I can blame him because no wonder he was a terrible dad. He was a villain. I could see Frack's mind going like that, but he probably even probably didn't wish that he was a villain, but in the case he maybe wished because of his dad's attitude, his way, his way he portrays himself and stuff. But yeah, like even he was surprised that his own son thought he was the villain. But it's because, again, sometimes they can't hear themselves and just, it's a tough one. But what Frack says makes way more sense too. Or Frack's dad says.
'Cause it was easy to believe.
Egads, I take offense.
You didn't even try to defend me in that court.
Which kind of makes sense. If he was a villain, he wouldn't defend because that way he can get away if he was the villain. But it's a tough one. Like, I feel bad for Frack. I think his emotions got the better of him in that case.
But why would you have? You were never there for me when I needed you.
And that's his
Gone
reasoning.
for every important moment in my life, chasing some discovery that would be your legacy?
Which I can see from Frack's, like, well, he was gone this whole time. Would make sense maybe he was a villain because he pursued his dreams, his own legacy than his son's legacy, according to Frack.
Guess you never thought I could be your legacy.
Frack, I just wanted you to have a father you could be proud of.
And I think because Frack's dad did not communicate that clearly to his son, maybe he didn't. Again, for men, sometimes it's really hard to talk it out. Depends upon the situation, and I can see on Frack's dad's side. Again, he should not be a jerk like that, but I think he was really trying really hard to impress the people around and not noticing how it was going to affect his son. That's where I think the problem lied or lies when it comes to that.
You don't know what it used to be like for Serpentine in Ninjago.
Very fair. Very fair, and he's not wrong. Especially if he's a mix. Yeah, that could make it even harder, because if you're a mixed breed, you could become an outcast. It's kind of sad. It can be reality, but it's something that a lot of people, like, if you're so used to the same thing and then suddenly there's a mix, it kind of throws off the groove, throws off the status quo kind of thing. So I can see how Frack's, especially with his sphere and everything like that, I'm like, oh my gosh. But I can now really sympathize with Frack's dad, how hard it was, especially because never trust a snake. Oh yeah, no, makes sense, because the Serpentine were still on the ground too.
Never trust a snake, they used to say.
Yeah. True.
I had to work twice as hard for twice as long to get any recognition.
Which I completely understand, because never trust a snake, so he probably had to do things even harder to have, if, you know, again, I think they're still genuinely good snakes. I mean, Scales became kind of a good, you know, snake later on, and even some of the Serpentine later on. Again, they were just doing their own thing, but they never attacked Ninjago. There were a couple times they actually saved Ninjago or helped the citizens of Ninjago. So I think ever since then, they should have had I like to say, a better relationship with Ninjago, but maybe this was the early times when maybe Frack was just a little itty-bitty snake, maybe.
Well, you didn't even work half as hard at being a good dad.
That's hard, because I feel like he really wanted to try hard he was proving to everyone how there are some good snakes. But I think because of him having to be overly a leader, and he became the leader, I guess, or, you know, like the top explorer, so like good on him. But again, maybe James was to look for artifacts, like maybe that's something. And as a snake, if he can dig, he can dig. Like, he probably actually got a lot of artifacts and tried to prove to the Explorers Club and of Ninjago that he's a trustworthy snake and he doesn't mean any harm, kind of thing. Not that he was, but like, you know, I see Frack's dad's point of view and what he went through, so I do feel bad, but because Frax is his son, it's so hard, because all he remembers is, like, my dad was never there for the most important things. My dad was never there. He probably never cared. He only cared about his legacy, not about how my growth was or what I learned and stuff like that. So I would like to hear more. Like, if there's actually some flashback of the backstory, I would love that. But I gotta give it to Frack's dad right now, especially now how vulnerable he was in front of his son, admitting to that. But again, like, or admitting to, like, he tried his best, like, on his side. But sometimes you don't understand your parents until you become an adult yourself, or you become a parent yourself. That is truth on life, and that sometimes we learn the hard way. I remember yelling at my mom a lot, like, you don't understand, like, I don't want to do. I was a brat. I was an annoying brat. Like, I would fight back with my mom a lot, like a little teenager would. And ever since I flew out to the States for college and just trying to live on somewhat my own, kind of, I took so much for granted. Even, like, the food that I didn't like some things, I'm like, I regretted that. I regretted the love and care that my mom was always there for me. Like, I just, not regretted, I took it so much for granted. And as an adult living on my own, I took so much for granted. I'm like, oh my gosh, I never understood. And especially if I become a parent, like, oh my gosh, this is how hard it was for my mom, you know? And I know how much of a bratty teenager is, so if I ever have a kid and they're a teenager, oh my gosh, I'm in for it. So, gotta prepare to be a good parent, hopefully, but you don't understand until you live that situation. But I think they're in an age where Serpentine are not considered, you know, never trust a snake. I think Frack's dad accomplished that dream of his to, you know, not be underestimated, not to, like, you know, to earn the trust of the people. But Frack never had to grow up with that. So he should be grateful that his dad was trying to work hard for him to live in a good Ninjago where that doesn't have to happen. And he did. I think he did. But yeah, sorry, that's my whole little rant about this, but I like to really connect with the characters and really understand them and see where they might be coming from. And now seeing Fraxted again, I think there's a lot of things he needs to work on, especially his attitude and maybe communicating better with his son. 100% needs to communicate better with his son and not be like always trying to brag over it. But yeah, I think because of the Explorers Club, I think he's been there too long. I think he's gotten a little bit of the Explorers Club syndrome, which is they have to brag about everything and take over everything and be in charge of everything. I'm like, shut up! But yeah, I feel bad because I feel bad for both parties here, so I hope they'll continue to talk, especially Frack's dad will hopefully continue to talk, and also Frack too. But yeah, sorry, continuing.
Why'd the temple show you to me? I just accepted the incident with tomorrow's tea as another part of my destiny.
The ritual of unrooting requires you to understand your connections to others, even to other yous. Who you were, who you could have been, who you might become. Remember that for this next part.
Next part?
Connections to others.
Sorry, I want to listen to that again.
I just accepted the incident with tomorrow's tea as another part of my destiny.
Kind of was.
The ritual of unrooting requires you to understand your connections to others, even to other yous. Who you were, who you could have been, who you might become. Remember that for this next part.
I gotta give it to Jillian.
This
fantastic voice acting.
The test?
Fantastic voice acting.
Are you serious? All this was just to give you a fighting chance in there.
Okay, fair. Fighting chance in there? Oh, that's pretty.
Meditate on your past and prepare for the future. Through that archway is your greatest foe.
Himself. It's always
An
himself.
enemy you've faced many times. One you've temporarily bested, but never truly defeated.
His Oni form?
That doesn't really narrow it down.
Only by defeating this enemy will you be able to fully connect to the pathways.
I just realized with the subtitles it says tween, Lord. Lloyd, I'm like, tween. Yes.
of
Tween.
the Whispering Wood and embrace your power as the legendary Green Ninja.
Hey, wait. I know you're just a manifestation, but I need to know. Are you happy?
You tell me.
Yeah, it's gonna be himself. He's gonna be fighting himself. Dang it. I mean, it makes sense.
Inquisition is back in session!
You tell me. Are you happy? Interesting.
Well, if the accused can't even bother to show up, that seems like proof enough. I hereby pronounce them guilty.
Not so fast. Here's your culprit. He pulled this out of the Tree of Burdens.
Only a true villain would defile this sacred tree. I declare this miscreant guilty. These two are cleared of all suspicion. Lockdown lifted. Inquisition complete.
Wait, you just gave him the stick.
The only thing left to do now is deliver this to the good Empress.
What? Oh my freaking gosh, what a twist!
The backwater is finally over. You ignorant yokels, I'm part of the future, not the past.
Okay, that explains what the heck just happened with him giving him the stick. That was so sus. I'm like, why would you give him your little stick unless you knew? That is such a cool twist, guys. I like that. You were him the whole time, then why didn't you find it in the first place? Were you just trying to, what? Okay, explain.
The good Empress.
I'm like, you're supposed to be the leader.
Endless months of deep cover in this miserable backwater
Oh,
is
endless months.
finally over.
So where's the true
You
leader?
ignorant yokels, I'm part of the future, not the past. All hail the good Empress.
From months? Oh, nice! Go, Serena. We had to clear the fog.
He's taking the airship! If Empress Beatrix is really back, we're all in more danger than we ever imagined.
Nah, she's not much of a threat. It's the lackeys that help her that make her a threat, okay? Her crazy ideas and her whims makes her a threat. Okay, guys, that was an awesome twist. I really, really, really like this episode because you know why? Because we didn't have that much plots. We didn't have Cole in this whatsoever. So, like, not saying that was a bad thing. It's just, like, less people to follow, easier to follow the story. So, like, this was good pacing. I liked it. We had with Kai. So, this case, we know what happened with Kai, Jay, and Nia. They escaped. Woo! So they're somewhere trying to, you know, get back to the monastery, get back to where they need to go, or find the, you know, the secret organization, whatever it is. So that we have it clear. We didn't see them again. So I'm like, cool. That's fine. That was at the beginning. What was that, like 2 minutes or something like that? That was fine. Yay. And interesting. But then we just focus on the group and the trial. And with Lloyd a little bit. So we only had technically 3 stories, but the beginning part was only like, you know, a minute. And then just going back and forth through 2 stories. Way better. You know, 2 situations, 2 instances, like with Lloyd. And of course, a little bit with Zane. So we still had that. That was also, you could say, a separate group, but still part of the Whispering Woods. So we had the Whispering Woods group and I forgot the name of the place, but with Ryu's group. So we had that. So it was very nice and simple. I like that. Good episode. I give it 200 thumbs up. Like, that was good. Pacing story-wise, I love the twist at the end. That was great. So, yay. So yeah, and I like that we had the conversation with Frack and Frack's dad. That was good. Got to learn more about that, and it kind of makes sense from where Frack's dad's coming from. But yet again, his attitude shouldn't change towards his son. He should be now a better person for accomplishing. You know, to have, you know, he had to work extra hard. But I'll be honest, that's more of his dream. But I think he did accomplish of becoming a snake that people can trust, as in like. His family was probably a family of like, oh, a snakes we can trust. Even Aaron trusted because they probably, you know, they kind of grew up together, I like to say. So that's a good relationship right there. So yay. And it really brings out Frack's character too. But I think he did grow up in a Ninjago that wasn't like, you know, never trust a snake, never trust a snake. Because I would like to say Aaron and Frack are probably the same age. So I'm wondering when the merge happened, how old was Aaron, and then how old was Frax? Like, I'm wondering. Okay, I'm just trying to go back to like what time of or what age was I like to say what age was Frack and Aaron when, like, as in like what year were they born in, or like what season of Ninjago were they born in? Or did we miss them in the point, like, you know, when there was like, oh, like years later or something like that? I'm just curious, because that way I like timelines. Timelines are fun, and maybe I can find this out on my own. But if you guys have a timeline of, you know, maybe what year or what season did Aaron and Frack, and maybe like, you know, Serana, I mean, again, I really don't really care about Serana because she was in a completely different realm. But like, when did these two kind of, you know, like, we're born, and what that, because like that could be an interesting age of like, oh, that's when snakes were fine, or, you know, they were not fine, but like the snakes were welcomed into the community, like not hated or not, you know, they didn't have to be underground forever kind of thing. So yeah, I'm just curious. I'm really curious. But yeah, I love the twist at the end, but I was like, that was sus when he gave the staff to him. It's just like, ugh. And then there's now we should give this, but months, that's to me a lot of question. Like, wait a minute, they couldn't, to me that's a little bit confusing, because why would it take months to find that tree if the locals already knew about it? Did he not have the technology on him, or did he just infiltrate to be the leader, or did he take out the leader to pretend to be the leader so that the organization can freely discover? To me, like, when he says months, I'm like, then he should have found it months ago. Because if the leader, you know, the leader would know about it because the locals know about it because they were writing their notes on the tree. So in my humble opinion, I feel like the leader should have known. So I don't know if that's just writing or maybe there's an explanation. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments. I'm just thinking out loud. My brain's turning. My brain is turning, trying to figure this out because he says it's been there for months. So I'm like, was he just stuck infiltrating the leadership of this place to, again, like, personally, I feel like there was no point of him becoming the leader because he didn't even capture, I mean, he didn't really capture, again, that's what, like, my question is, and, like, why, the months thing don't make sense because then they could have, I mean, again, it was Serana who boosted the thing, so maybe, I don't know, that's a really good question because, like, if maybe they just couldn't figure out how to upgrade the thing, and Serana did because she's a techie. So maybe they just didn't have a smart techie person to really figure out where the power source was until, I like to say until, I don't know. Well, until, you know, they could have got a techie, or in this case, they got Serana. So, or they didn't know. I don't think, unless they purposely did it, I don't know, but even the guy was surprised to see, again, I don't know what was really going on, if they really shared that to, like, oh yeah, Serana was there. But again, they were like traitor, so like I think they don't want nothing to do with it, but they probably did want her in jail. So maybe this trial was to get revenge on Serana in a way. I don't really get it, but maybe. Again, if you guys know in the comments, please let me know, but I feel like, yeah, maybe they just couldn't figure out how to boost their Imperium tech to find that source, so maybe that's why it took months, because they couldn't boost it until Serana did something. So they were like, finally! So maybe that's what they needed. Maybe they needed to scan the monster to maybe get closer to those elemental anomaly weapon, whatever that thing is, that swirly, I don't know. But I really like, sorry, just thinking about, like, I really gotta give it to, like, I love that Frack actually did give up the thing to his dad. That was huge of him. That was huge of him, because I gotta be honest, I feel like he would have held on if he didn't trust him, but knowing that it wasn't him, I think that was the trust he needed to give it to his dad. Again, there's no way. But I guessed it. I'm so glad I guessed it. It's just like, again, out of all of them, like, the other one she always wore goggles. So it was like, it's definitely not her. So it was like the other. So I've been like trying to figure out, like, okay, he suddenly shows up. So that means there were like 3 people up there. So I'm like, I'm glad I had a fun guess. That was fun. I liked guessing. That was a fun thing. So, and I was right. So I'm like, yes, the spy. All right, I'm gonna end it here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you've watched it till here, please let me know in the comments to say you're still here and still watching. And this time, please give me your favorite Ninjago villain. Who's your favorite? It could be like, oh, you really like this villain because they're such a great villain. Or you could give me like, oh, I hate this villain because they kind of suck as a villain. So please let me know down below in the comments that you're still watching right now. And of course, who's your favorite villain? Thanks again. Now I'm going to cut it off right now. And of course, I want to end it here to please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more live reactions with Hungry Harmony. Please click on the notification bell so you do not miss any time I upload. Once again, thank you. Now Hungry Harmony is now going to be out. But remember, jump up, kick back, whip around, and spin. And then we'll jump back, do it again, and Ninjago!
Sensei will beside you.